Hello students and welcome to my video announcement for week 9. As noted yesterday in my weekly announcement, I was sick yesterday, so I just made my general announcement with a really cool YouTube video. But as promised, I wanted to make you a special video announcement since this is our second to the last week together. This week, since I missed the main announcement, I'll focus my video announcement on tips for your big project that's coming up. And when I say big project, I should kind of say like medium project. It's more just like a big reflection on what you have learned in this class. But it is only 2 pages, so I think one of the challenges is going to be keeping it down. That means you won't need to bring in a lot of theory and research and things like that. I've been getting some questions about that, and you will not need to do this. This is more of that metacognitive reflection that gives you a chance to really process all the information that we've been learning this term. For those of you who are teachers, you may already know this, but the metacognitive reflection that you do like in a project like this really helps solidify learning from a course or from a particular lesson, and it increases the chances that students are able to take the information and then transfer it into other situations. So this is really just very much, this project is very much about your chance for that reflection. So you have 4 categories that you do have to cover in just the 2 pages. So that means this is more of your response to these questions on a personal and professional level. That means you will need to use I. There are many situations in academia where we just need to use I, and this is going to be one of those situations. What I thought I would do for my tips in this video would be to go through the 4 questions that you have to answer in your 2-page response, and then just kind of offer some tips related to those. So your first question is, how is the history of English relevant to you as a person and as a professional? And this really just connects to what we've been talking about anyway. How are you going to use what we've been learning about the history of our language as a person, but also as a professional, whether it's an educator or a writer or something else? So I look forward to those responses. Number 2, why is the study of linguistic elements critical to that process? So this is just your chance to think about the linguistic elements that we've learned about this term. How is actually knowing these concepts, knowing these terms, going to be helpful to you in relation to your response to number 1? Number 3, how does the relationship between our society and the changing nature of our language impact your thinking and your responses? So again, these are things that we've kind of been talking about in the discussions. It just gives you a chance to reflect on the changing nature of our language, thinking about our society, our culture, getting into some of those sociolinguistic elements is going to be great here. And then finally, your last question is, what is your career or academic path? And then of course, what I would like to see is then you connect that to what you've learned, your overall reflection, how you're going to use this information as you move forward. Again, just a reflection, looking for your insight here, your chance to really kind of take in and process all of this information. I do ask, one last tip, I do ask that you remain pretty close to the length requirements. I'm okay if you go a bit over, but please try to stay close. I think that's going to be the hardest thing, is actually being brief in this. But of course, especially for those of you who are teachers, you know what it's like to be on the other end. It is so helpful if you can keep those brief and concise and to the point for sure when it comes time for me to grade. So not that I don't love reading your writing, because I do. It has been such a pleasure working with all of you, and I can't wait to see how you do with these reflections. As always, just let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and I look forward to a great week 9. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.